Well, I showed you my winter composting video and that experiment. It was actually going quite well, but I had so much topsoil, or well, potting soil, mixed in that I'm able to use it for some of my winter gardening experiments now, even though it's not completely all rotted. And what hasn't rotted yet will continue to rot in the soil and help provide nutrients, the veggies and stuff that are still rotting. I have my pail here. I've been adding some snow, leftover coffee grounds, everything. As you can see, I got out the garden seeds here, and I'm trying an experiment. I am using leftover toilet paper rolls, and I am filling them, the little dishes here, the plastic dishes, are plugs left over from work that would have been thrown away. I'll have to make sure I don't overwater because these plugs are sealed on the bottom, and if I overwater it'll just rot out my seeds. So I've got a bunch of different varieties. I have marked what I'm growing on the edges of each toilet paper roll. Now if this works, my theory is that I can get them started. Once there's a root form, I can plant this directly into the pots that I'm wanting to use that comes up. And it's an experiment, and we will see how it goes. And I'm going to get some seeds planted. I'm going to plant them according to the directions on the packages, and try to get seeds that are not hybrid to where you can reuse the seeds that you have. So I will get this started. We got some good loamy soil here, and we will get the seeds planted. Hopefully we'll have an indoor garden. Okay, so there is my compost bucket. It is still somewhat composting. You can still see the odd veggie floating around in there and stuff. Yes, there's some coffee grounds and stuff. It's got a nice earthy smell to it. It doesn't stink at all, actually. And it's just slowly rotting away, working quite well. Now that I have put my plant seeds into my toilet paper rolls that I'm using, I just lightly placed the soil in there. I didn't pack it down or anything. And all of my seeds were between 1/4 and 1/2 inch depth for sowing. So what I will do now is I'll just take some of this compost. You can see some of the leaves and stuff breaking apart in there. Like I say, there was a lot of potting soil in there too, so it's not just straight compost. And I'll just sprinkle that over top of these, giving each one approximately 1/2 inch. I'll pick out larger chunks of debris that aren't quite composted yet, just to make it so that they're not blocking the plant growth. They won't do any harm as long as they're not in the way. This is an experiment. I cannot guarantee this will work. But I've got all my seeds sown now, so it's just a matter of filling in. Once I get all these filled in, I'll just fill in them right to the top, just gently putting the soil in. Then I got some snow melting, because once again I'm using something that has no chemicals. Rather than having to buy water to water my plants, I've got a yard full of snow. Why would I buy water to water plants that has chlorine in it and added chemicals, when I can step out my door, fill a bucket, and with the ease of letting it just thaw out, I can have water for my plants that's better for them than what comes out of the tap. So I'll get these all covered over as I'm doing here, just topping each one up to the top of the container, and we'll water, and we'll see what we have come up. I put about 2 or 3 seeds in each one, which yes is probably overseeding, but I'm hoping to get 1 out of those 3 seeds. We'll see what happens. If I get all of them, I might be a little overcrowded. We will find out. I will let you know how this project. So we're back again. Here's our tray. We do have some parsley sprouting here, and as you can see, they didn't all sprout. I'm hoping some still will, but I think it's too late. I'll have to replant some. But we did have this success, as well as some more that has already been planted, and we will show you that in a moment. Welcome to my winter garden. Parsley, carrot, They sprouted awfully close together. I don't know if they'll work or not. They've sprouted. Hopefully they stay alive. And a very healthy corn plant. As you can see, what I have is a clay pot here that I can just put water in, and the soil actually soaks the water out. So rather than having to just overwater an area, it slowly seeps in. And the nice thing with an aquarium like this, I can actually look down below and actually see. I'm having a little trouble with reflection here, but you can actually see where the soil is dry, like in the very corner, and where it's moist. And it pretty much covers the whole area. I'm going to try a few onions in here as well. The parsley plant that is growing in the tray still will be put in here as well. Hopefully we'll be able to have a little bit of more greenery in the house. I put some stones in there. They will retain heat, and I don't burn an electric heater or anything when I'm not home, so that way it'll keep them warm, and hopefully it will. And so far they've done quite well. We used about 50-50 potting soil and my indoor compost mix in here. As you can see, like, here's a piece that would have come out of one of my house plants probably. I've got a nutshell, but mostly it's just broken down nicely into good dirt. Has no negative smell to it. As you can see, it's moist, but it's not wet. So we have a good growing environment for our plants here. Hopefully we will be back with more good news on it. I'm happy with even a mild success at this point. This is Benny.